Hey guys, this is Vention, just checking in. Checking in from a point in my life which is 18 years into my decision to go MGTOW. And this is a preview, basically, of what people, men, can experience and where they can end up if this is what they want by choosing to go MGTOW. Basically, the money that most men earn just drops right through their life, and they don't even end up benefiting from it. It just goes whoop right through, just like they have money diarrhea or something. So basically, this is just an indication. You could call me an experimental subject of where you can end up if you play your cards right and don't get married, or if you've been married, don't do it again. So basically, it's just, I guess you could say I'm evidence that life can be pretty darn good if you don't do that whole marriage thing. For example, I paid off my rental condo, as you guys know, in 11 years, and then basically then I rented it to a feminist for a couple of years. Oh, by the way, I've got some really tasty raspberries going here. I highly recommend raspberries. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Nom, 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 nom. Anyway, rented it to this aging, overweight feminist for a couple years until the housing market recovered. And now, just recently sold it. It actually closed on Friday. That's a good one. I brought a half gallon of those raspberries to work the other day, and they were a big hit. Hungry mechanics can go through a lot of raspberries. Anyway, the trees I trimmed. Oh God, there's Fran. Hello, Fran. Hi, Poppy. Poppy, that one right there, he's nice. I can reason with him. He's a guy. Fran is insane. Anyway, the trees are coming back from when I trimmed them. Blackberries are coming on. They'll be ready in about a month. I got some awesome Bose headphones. Ooh, this one's a little early. It's not ready to be picked yet. Just give them a gentle tug and you can feel if they're ready or not. Anyway, I got some awesome Bose headphones that are sound suppression, and they actually suppress the dog's bark to such an extent that you can't even hear them. I mean, I heard the dog just barely. and basically over the music and over the suppression, and geez, it was just so nice. But anyway, the neighbors try to keep the dogs down a little bit, but man, they are little loud dogs. But Fran, she's the worst, as we all know. So anyway, let's see, $90,000, $90,800 is going to hit my checking account tomorrow. Then I will make one heck of a house payment. That'll knock it down to about, hey neighbor! That'll knock it down to about $60,000. And then I should probably be able to pay the place off in about 5 years. Good times. So anyway, that's where I am. Grapes are starting to climb the trellis. I was messing with these the other day. You guys could probably remember that. And the idea, this whole thing will just be a wall of grapes, and then I'm going to build an extended roof over the top, and then basically I'll have overhead cover from the hot sun, and then in the summer I'll be able to come home from work and there will be grapes hanging down into the living space here. I'll be able to just reach up, pick a grape, pick a bunch of grapes and munch away, put my feet up, and basically kick back. Good times. And that is 18 years into the MGTOW lifestyle. Oh well, I got things to do. Got to pick the rest of these, the new crop of ripe raspberries. Otherwise, if I don't, they'll go bad. I've already wasted probably a half a gallon because I let them just get overripe. Well, my mistake. But now I'm going to pick the next crop, and then I'll have probably about 3 more harvests, maybe about 2.5 more gallons, and then basically they will be done. And then right about that time, the blackberries will start coming on, and I'll fill my freezer with those. Apples aren't going to be very impressive this year because I had to trim the shit out of these trees. These 2 little trees here aren't going to produce much of anything, but basically they will in the next few years. And yeah, good times. I neglected my garden a little bit recently because I was on swing shift and I just could not get my ass in gear in the morning because basically I guess I'm just not a morning person. But if I go to work, then oops, this one is overripe. He's wasted. But so then basically well, I lost my train of thought, sorry. Oh well, I guess I'll upload this and do a few things on my one-day weekend. So I'll see you guys around. So be advised. So that's what the point I was trying to make in this video is that if you are living the MGTOW lifestyle, money and resources and time, which is generally just sucked out of a guy, has a tendency to sort of collect and accumulate within your life. And then that wealth begins to pay dividends back if you've invested it properly, and if you've done things like gaining assets like the house and the condo and stuff. And then eventually it'll pay enough that you can actually quit your job and just kick back and just enjoy the ride. And then do things like working off the grid and stuff like that. I plan on doing that. I have plans in the future that I'm working on. Of course, the silver and I know a lot of you guys are not into Bitcoins, but I think they've got a huge potential. When governments start seizing money like they did in Cyprus from people, and when the economy is dropping down and businesses go out of business and people will want to collect a little bit of something before the bankruptcy court takes over. And so they'll take some of the company's cash and dump it into bitcoins, and then it'll go bankrupt, and then they will fly to another country and kick back on a beach somewhere. um, so basically, things like that. People who want to take their money out of the local economy, like they are in Greece to a certain extent, and then they will want to move it past all the capital controls that governments put together, and then they will be able to put the money into brokerages and firms in other countries. Like even now, there are vaulting companies where you can buy gold and silver with bitcoins, and you can do that from any country in the world. If you're like, even if you're in Iran or something, if you have bitcoins, you can purchase gold and silver in these vaulting companies, and more of these companies are going to pop up as the potential increases and as the demand increases. And when governments clamp down really hard on the flow of money, money will want to flow, and then basically the people will find a way to move the money, and bitcoins are going to be one of the ways. And the increasing demand for those bitcoins will cause the price to go up. And it's been pretty stable as far as the price goes in 2015, although in 2014 it came down from that horrible bubble. Oh man, it's raining. I won't get much done today. Oh well. Even in a MGTOW life, a little rain must fall. But anyway, when that occurs, that will drive the price of bitcoins up. So anybody who's holding bitcoins, and I know some MGTOWs have purchased bitcoins, they've probably lost their ass like I have if they were going to sell now. But those who are holding bitcoins, I think they're going to profit handsomely, but it is a risk. Whereas with silver, the only risk you have is that oh man, it's really coming down. The only risk is like theft or really that's about it. So, but anyway, when the economy gets really rough, as it will over the next few months, the next few years, that is, those who hold silver are going to profit handsomely. And what I think I'll do, I mean, my expenses are so low compared to my income. Yeah, since I'm a MGTOW, I'll be able to probably put away maybe even just a very modest, easy pace would be 600 in bitcoins and 600 in silver. That's what I plan to do tentatively. But then I'll take that silver, probably about half the silver when it maxes out, probably in about 2018, and then I will pay off the rest of the mortgage. Then I will be on easy street. That is the MGTOW lifestyle, or at least it's one of them. And I think it's just a better way to live. As I always say, MGTOW is a better, lower stress, more stable, vastly more prosperous way to live. And I see so many of my coworkers who've been just brutalized. They've just had the crap beat out of them by the divorce court and their ex-wives, and they end up having to lose their home and all that shit. And dudes, it's just not a safe way to live. And it's too bad, because I am serious. I would have been sort of a trad con. I would have been happy to marry and happy to have a family, but Jiminy Christmas, guys. in this current environment, the family, which means the kids and the wife, belong only to the woman, right? At any time she wants, she can ass launch you from your freaking family, and then your homeless and hopefully and just scraping enough money together for a studio apartment somewhere, as she's living in your house and moving the new guy in to have loud sex while your kids are trying to sleep before the next day, right? Honestly, if my family can be taken away from me so easily, that means the family was never mine in the first place. And if the family is never mine in the first place, then why bust my ass to support one and to create one? No, it's just not a practical way to live. So I will just kick back here, enjoy my house, play in my garden, and rake in my profits from silver and Bitcoin when the economy crashes. And I'll just put my feet up and live a good life. My pipe dream for my Bitcoin profits, if it goes the way I expect it to go, dudes, I could very well be independently wealthy enough to not work and pay my Obamacare and and all that, and just and then my dream is to build a service truck suitable for a diesel mechanic to run around and do remote work, welder, air compressor, and possibly a cutting torch and my tools, and then travel around visiting permaculture communities, people who practice the same kind of gardening methods that I do, and help them with their automotive repairs, their trucks, and their earth moving equipment. For building swale systems and stuff, it really comes in handy to have a backhoe, and then I could basically learn and view and witness all of their permaculture techniques, and then in time, I might very well buy my own place, and basically have some like-minded people around, and turn a like 30-acre plot or something into this hugely productive garden. Paddock shift grazing for chickens and cows, and productivity, and it's just a better way to live. Permaculture has the potential to free people from grocery stores and the banking system and all of that shit. And with the property tax, like the agricultural exemption for property tax or decrease for property tax, it could be a very affordable way to live. So that's my ultimate dream. And then, of course, when I bite the big one, I will find a deserving MGTOW probably without his knowledge, and leave a good deal of it to him or a few others, or spread it around amongst a few like-minded people. That's the plan. That's assuming my dad has passed by then, and I'm sure he probably will. But, oh well, that's a bridge I'll have to deal with in the future. So, not to end the video on this negative note, but yeah. So basically, MGTOW is just a better, lower stress, far more stable, far more prosperous way to live. I highly recommend it. And I am 18 years into the MGTOW lifestyle. Those who are just starting out might be in bad economic situations, but just remember, if you arrange things so that money collects in your life instead of flowing back out, you can reach a state of real comfort if you play your cards right. So I guess I'll let you go. Later.